Yo, what is going on, you pear-shaped Palkias? Today we're going to be playing some games with Celesaur. Now I know it is not the most competitive deck in the current standard format right now, but it's still a very fun deck to play. So we're going to be playing some games with Celesaur today. This list I take 0 credit for, but unfortunately I don't remember the name of the person who I should be crediting this for. I pulled this list off a Facebook group, Hey Fonte, where they had just won a League Cup with the list. But like I said, forget the name of the person, so full credit to them for making the list. Unfortunately, don't remember the name, but yeah, not my list, but I really liked the look of it. I was like, okay, that looks like what a Celesaur deck should look like right now, a little bit more straightforward. You still got the Crushing Hammers for some disruption, but you're not playing a whole ton of disruption in the deck. Basically, just set up the Celebi Venusaur and start attacking with it. Yeah, so I really like the look of it. And this is that list, and so we're gonna go ahead and play some games to try it out. It's been a little while since I played Celesaur, so I might be a little bit rusty, so don't be too hard on me if I misplay, but I'm gonna do my best. So let's go ahead and get into some games, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Great start here in this first game. We got the Celebi Venusaur start and a Judge, so immediately gonna be able to disrupt our opponent on their end. The Charizard sleeves and deck box worry me a little bit. Alright, it's going to be a Ninetales something deck. No idea what. Something with the Ninetales, though, for sure. So yeah, probably just going to go ahead and judge our opponent off the start here. Disrupt them a bit. I do kind of, I'm kind of torn because I want to use the, hold on to the Crushing Hammers, but I think going ahead and just using Judge immediately. If we get a Lily top deck, I guess then we'd maybe change our game plan a little bit. But definitely going to be starting with the idea of attaching and then playing Judge, disrupting our opponent. Don't want to play down the Judge Whistle because that basically is another Judge on our next turn. Or should we draw into that and not a different draw supporter, could play Judge Whistle for Judge again. So no need to get rid of that just yet. Okay, it is a Charizard deck. All right. So this is a super tough matchup. We did get the Lily, and Judge isn't as effective because they are 2 bench Pokemon deep. Super tough matchup. Super tough matchup. All right, we'll start with the Judge Whistle here. Now we're definitely just going to play the Lily. Acrobike is a follow-up. I feel like the Acerola is not going to do us very much. Even if you have to attach 3 turns in a row, that's fine. We get to utilize the Crushing Hammers potentially. More options here, and then pass over to our opponent. Okay, so Charizard, not the best of matchups. We're going to see what we can do, see if we can't pull off a scrap together a win here. Definitely possible to pull something off here. We have the Judge to disrupt the beacon and then hopefully find a DCE, and we can just start swinging with the Pollen Hazard. If they go for the beacon, the Vulpix might just be chilling on the bench until it can become a Ninetales. That's also possible. That's what our opponent is going to look to do. There's a Lele from our opponent, so I expect the Lily here. And then maybe, like I said, maybe the retreat into the beacon. We'll see. Either way, we have a Judge, so we can disrupt our opponent. Super important for trying to give ourselves an advantage, give ourselves a chance in this matchup at all. And hopefully we hit a DCE, either from our top deck or off the Judge that we are probably going to use. We might not use the Judge, you never know. Really just kind of depends on what our opponent does. Attached to the Charmander, there's the retreat, there's the beacon. Definitely want to judge away the beacon. And like I said, hoping to hit a DCE so we can start pressuring our opponent. We need to start taking early knockouts for us to really have a chance in this one at all. Otherwise it gets a little bit too crazy too fast. All right, over to me. There's an Acrobike DCE maybe. There we go. All right, perfect setup for potentially being able to beat this. Oh no, oof. Perfect setup for potentially being able to beat this Charizard deck. I didn't know what I thought the no was gonna do when I clicked it, but I got scared. Has some pretty useful stuff here. I'm trying to think. They do 160. So they can't KO this unless they have a Choice Band. If they have a Choice Band, the Aether Paradise doesn't matter, so I'd rather keep this as a counter stadium to my opponent's stadium. I don't want a Nest Ball yet. We're just going to hope they don't get the knockout here, and we're just going to go with the Pollen Hazard. Yeah. We're just going to be like, okay, don't get the knockout here. Because if they get the knockout here, I feel like they win the game anyways, so there's no real point in, fully... Like I don't want to bench another Celesaur. If they have a Guzma, they could Guzma trap it up in the active for a while. Okay, well, as we get a Guzma off the prizes to potentially be able to deal with that scenario that I just said. Oh no, immediately with the Candy Charizard. Wow, what a Judge, man, what a Judge. So if they have an energy, there is the Roaring Resolve. Maybe this is all they have, is just this Roaring Resolve into attack. There's an Erica for 1. No energy, please. No choice band. There's a Grimer. No, there's the energy. So quite the judge there for our opponent, and we are going to lose this one. I didn't expect a whole ton out of this game. We gave ourselves the best chance possible. Turns out judge was a little bit better for our opponent than we had than I had initially assumed it would be. Oh well. Into another one. Reasonable start here. We got the buff padding. We got a grass energy to attach. We got a judge whistle to at least draw a card. Plus we'll see our top deck for turn. Big thing going on here is what are we playing against? That's always the big question. You're always looking to ask, what are we playing against? What are we trying to prepare for? We see a Jirachi at the very least. Jirachi usually means it is a Zapdos deck. There's a Nest Ball. I'm sure this will tell us a little bit about what our opponent's playing. Or maybe they're just going to grab another Jirachi because their starting hand is so poor. We'll see here in just a second. Is going to be a Zapdos. So we are playing up against a Zapdos. This matchup is pretty close. I don't think we're favored by any means as long as the Zapdos player plays correctly. Really does come down to the Zapdos player to play correctly though. So they are playing the Zap Beasts, or we're assuming they are based on the Rainbow Energy. That's usually what the Rainbow Energy means. Usually means Zap Beasts. We'll see here. Another Jirachi coming down. And yeah, I'm going to get themselves another Stellar Wish. So we don't want to put any Shamans in play until we can utilize them. Because basically, they're free prizes for our opponent. So yeah, don't want to put Shamans in play at all until we can utilize the healing. With this Shrine coming down, we might want to put one down to heal that 10 damage. Guess we could wait for it to, well, so we might go ahead and grab a Shaman with this first net ball here. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what this nest ball grabs for them. We'll see if they put the Shrine down. If they don't put the Shrine down, we're definitely not putting the net ball down. Also, it's important for them to save their stadiums as counter stadiums as well. So yeah, they're not going to put it down. There's a Shaman top deck. That's pretty cool. I'm going to net ball for another Shaman because I feel like coming up here soon, we're going to want to be able to utilize them. And then we're going to draw a card with the Judge Whistle. Grass Energy, so it's going to be a slow start for us. I am going to Guzma up the Zapdos. Hopefully slow our opponent down a bit here by trapping that in the active. And yeah, like I said, we're not going to bench any Shamans. There's really no need for us to yet. They don't heal anything yet. All it would do if we bench them would be giving our opponent the opportunity to just kind of pick them off the bench with Guzma, and they don't really have another Guzma target to Guzma anyway, so it's like a perfect opportunity for them to utilize their Guzmas and chase down the Shaman. So no need to bench them at all. I'm not going to bench them here. I'm going to hold on to them for now. Hopefully top deck something over the next couple turns. We don't necessarily need to top deck something next turn, but I think the turn after is when it's going to get a little sketchy if we don't see something. So this turn, it's okay if we don't see anything. Like I said, the turn after, that's when it's going to get a little sketchy. We're going to be like, well, we're going to need something eventually here. So they do go ahead and throw down the Shrine. This tells me that they probably have another Shrine of Punishment in their hand. Can't really do anything about that, but it looks like they might be going for a sprint here. As they did grab the Zebstrika, we'll see if they commit to the sprint. Or if they just got it to get it set up, which is also fine. Celesaur decks do play Judge, so if they were to get Judged, I'm sure they would like to have the option to sprint should their hand be unplayable or only able to play down a couple of the cards, and then the other ones kind of get stuck. There's a Rescue Stretcher for the second Zapdos, yeah, or putting the Zapdos back in the deck, so I feel like it is going to be a sprint here. Unless that card is also important. Yep, it is a sprint, and they get rid of a Guzma. Definitely not super important, so yeah, pretty clean couple turns from our opponent so far. I'm sure they would have liked to have kept the Stretcher probably. Guzma's not as important. Like I said, there's not a lot of targets for them to actually Guzma in this matchup. Shaman is one of them, but they got to be in play to be able to utilize that. Okay, so there's an Acrobike. Oh my gosh, nope, just a Grass Energy. Okay, so we can be attacking in 2 turns. I'm going to go ahead and throw down both Shamans, hit them with the Floral Heal. Heal up the Celesaur. So now we need to top deck, like I said, we need to top deck something. When I mean top deck something, we need something that's kind of like, gives us some steam, gives us some gas. We need a Draw Supporter, something like that. A DCE would have been nice so we could start attacking this turn. Yeah, the big thing though is really just a Draw Supporter. Draw Supporter is really what we're looking for here. Yep, and here come the Guzmas to knock out the Shamans, as expected. Goodbye, Shaman. You did your best. Wasn't a whole lot, but you did what you were here for. And I appreciate it. Yeah, we're definitely going to not want to bench our third Shaman, because then they can go KO 3 Shamans and then KO 1 Celesaur. and they win the game. So we want to set up 2 Celesaurs from here. We might set up more Shamans past that if we think our opponent can just never one-shot a Celesaur. Then we can have 2 Celesaurs set up and kind of retreat in between them and heal them with Shamans. We can set up like a total of 5 Shamans. At that point, we'd have to like GX attack and get the Shamans back in the deck. But that is a possibility for a play we can try and pull off. Just kind of have to wait and see. The Coco GX does hit the discard pile for our opponent, and that is their main win condition in this matchup, is Coco GX. And they're down 1 stretcher as well, so they're going to have to use their second stretcher to get that back. But yeah, that is their main win condition, is Coco GX, try and get one-shot a Celesaur or get very close. Maybe soften it up with a Zapdos. Initially, I'm not able to fully heal all the damage, and then go from there. There it is, though. There's the second stretcher back into the deck, and then here we go with the sprint. A little bit awkward now, because now if they ever draw back into the Coco GX, they can't sprint away that hand ever. So we might be able to abuse that later on in the game here. We'll see if that ever comes up. Our opponent might get locked out of a turn or 2 while they have to wait to find either draw all the right cards to combo with the Coco GX, or find like a draw supporter to like reset the hand. All right, we're gonna at least be attacking this turn. At the very least, we're gonna get off a Pollen Hazard, and then on the next turn we can start Solar Beaming or maybe even Evergreen GX, depending on how damaged our Celebi Venusaur is. It really does depend. But yeah, it's gonna be starting off with some Pollen Hazards here, and then kind of see where the game goes from there. Still definitely need to look into still definitely hoping to top deck a draw supporter sometime soon here. They can also just go for Guzma KO Shaman. Very fine play here from our opponent. Like I said, not a whole ton of Guzma targets in this matchup. Escape Rope would be most ideal here from our opponent. Forces up to Shaman. They get to knock that out. From there, we probably would have to Evergreen because we haven't been able to get rid of the Shrine of Punishment yet. And it has been racking up the damage and will rack up some more damage going into our next turn. So we'll have to wait and see what our opponent comes up with on this one. Ideally for us, we'd like the Zapdos to kind of just be stuck in the active and just chill in there. That would be ideal for us. And then hopefully, like I said, finally maybe top deck a draw supporter. The deck does play quite a few. 4 Cynthia, 4 Lily. Also got 4 Acropike, 4 Judge Whistle. So the deck basically plays 58 cards when you factor in like Judge Whistle and Acrobike, because they're cards that when you draw them, they basically become the next couple cards. So actually, Acrobike becomes like the next 2 cards. We only get to keep 1 of them. So even like less than 58, 52 cards. Even less than 52 cards the deck plays. There's an Ultra Ball from our opponent. They get rid of a Rainbow Energy, not going to be a big deal. Curious as to what they're going to grab here, though, personally. Maybe nothing. Maybe they're just clearing out the hand to use a Lily. I don't know if they've already supported yet or not, but they could definitely be clearing out their hand to use a Lily. That's for sure. Oh, there's the Coco GX. They might just be going in with the Coco GX. They maybe can actually just get the knockout here. They're doing 150 right now. Yeah, they're doing 150 currently to us. Couple choice bands or a couple E-powers and a choice band would definitely be able to finish us off. Let's see if they've got it. They don't have room for Absol if they play that. So they can't shut off the buff padding. Buff padding is sticking around for a little while. There's a choice band on the Zapdos. Oof, get through the confusion. That's unfortunate for us. So I think we do have to GX here, which kind of stinks unless we top deck something else to heal. Yeah, Potion is pretty good. Not perfect, though. So I think we do have to go with the Evergreen GX attack here. If we Potion down to 60, 150, 60, 110, we'd still have a decent amount of HP left. The Shrine would take up twice, so they would need 2 E-powers and a choice band. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and GX here. Save the potion for later. We get a prize card. Aether Paradise is pretty good, actually. Alright, we're not out of it yet. Don't get the full effect of the GX attack, but there wasn't really anything that great to get back anyways. So really not that big of a deal there. Yeah, we'll see if our opponent can pull off the one-shot on the Venusaur. They're now doing 50 more damage because we attached another energy, but we healed 90, so it was like a fair trade-off in that. For that reason, the trade-off was fine. They got themselves a Cynthia. So if they didn't have the E-powers in the choice band, it does make me question why they played the Ultra Ball to begin with. I guess they were just kind of feeling antsy. Sledgehammer turn coming up here. That's going to be rough to deal with if they pull that off. That's a decent amount of damage. Ooh, with the Beast Energy, Yeah, we're gonna have to top deck like a Gardenia or something here to be able to recover from the Sledgehammer that's about to go down. They do not have many cards left in the deck, so the E-Powers are gonna be coming through strong. Oh wait, the Buzzwole's not being activated yet. So we actually just don't want to knock out this Zapdos. I actually really just don't want to knock out this Zapdos. I'm gonna take that hit. Yeah, I kind of just don't want to knock out the Zapdos. Because then they go on to Sledgehammer turn, and then we can't really deal with Sledgehammer turn. So I think if I Pollen Hazard for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So the Poison would have them knocked out back into my turn, or the Burn would have them knocked out back into my turn. So I think we're just going to Pollen Hazard. Not going to Solar Beam, don't want to give them the Sledgehammer. I will go ahead and... you know what, I don't think they're going to be able to get it. We're just going to go with the Pollen Hazard. I could have thinned out my deck with the Netball, I guess, but I would prefer to, if I top deck a Grass Energy, I can Netball for Celesaur. If I top deck a Celesaur, I can Netball for Grass Energy. Oh, that's right, I'm doing way less damage than I thought, though, because of the the Aether Paradise. I forgot about Aether Paradise. Okay. Yeah, I definitely wanted to put that in play. Oh, there's another Shrine. All right. Yeah, I definitely still wanted to put that in play, so that's fine. Second attached to Zapdos. I think they are going to hard retreat it here. The question is, what are they going to retreat it to? Let's take a look at their discard pile real fast. Plenty of switch cards left for our opponent. Well, they got like probably, what, one switch, one escape rope left. And they are just going to hard retreat it. Where are they going? Into a Jirachi. All right. It's fine with me. Yeah, I didn't really want to give him Sledgehammer turn there. That would have been not great for us, I don't think. I don't think we could have handled a Sledgehammer on that turn. So, not going to give him the Sledgehammer turn, especially with the Beast Energy. Not worth giving them that for sure. So they did hard retreat. So they need... We need some stuff here. Ultra Ball. They might not be able to attack this turn, which would be great for us. Give us another turn to hopefully find something. There's the Coco Prism. How many lightning do they have in here? Just one. They're going for the Dance of the Ancients, so this makes me think that they're going to go with Coco GX this turn. Maybe they have the full combo. We'll see. They might have the full combo with the Coco GX. Nope, they're just going to use it and pass. So if we're able to get a Guzma here and take one of those lightnings out of play, that would be good. There's a Tate and Liza finally. Okay, so we're going to Netball, get ourselves another Celebi Venusaur. He's going to make his way to the bench. Buff padding, potion active, and then Tate and Liza, shuffle, draw 5. And then draw 5 cards. And we are in a much better spot than before. Heads, get rid of that Beast Energy. Ooh, another heads, get rid of that off the Zapdos. Now we're cruising. I still don't want to knock out our opponent's Jirachi, really, because then they do get Sledgehammer. They only have one Rainbow left to be able to attack with it, though. I'm feeling it. Let's go with it. Solar Beam for the knockout. Yeah. Now that we got those Crushing Hammers going, I'm feeling a lot better about this game. The Shrine, unfortunately, we did not find a counter stadium. That's one thing I think could definitely be upped in this particular list of Celebi Venusaur. Probably one more Aether Paradise. A lot of decks are playing a lot of stadiums right now, and you really do want to win the Stadium War as Celebi Venusaur, and just kind of be aggressive with putting stadiums in play in general as Celebi Venusaur. So I think that's one thing that could definitely be added to this deck, would be another stadium. All right, looks like they're going all out here with E-Powers now, or at least decently out here. The first E-Power coming down. And there's a sprint, getting rid of pretty much everything. I would like to see them use Escape Rope here, I think, and force up my other Celebi Venusaur. Yeah, so I was okay with putting the DC in play because I'm actually not afraid of Coco GX. They only had the 2 energy in play, or to use the Coco Prism. Zap Beastless usually do not play the, what's it called? So they're like using everything here. Is that a knockout? I don't think so. Usually do not play the Thunder Mountain. So I think slow and steady maybe was enough here for us to win this one. There is a punch in for 200 damage. Shrine is going to tick up a little bit. Not too bad here. Drew a potion. I don't really care about the active Celesaur anymore, so I think I'm just going to heal the benched one. I think we're just going to let this one go down with the ship, and just go ahead and Cynthia. Yeah, so I think slow and steady is going to end up winning us this game here. Yeah, they can't GX attack if they don't have the energy in play to be able to do it. So we could have just attached to the bench. Yeah, attach to the bench. And then Solar Beam for the knockout. Yeah, I think we've done it. Slow and steady on this one, like I was saying. Took our time, took many turns. We had no options for aggression, so we couldn't be aggressive. And I think we're going to be taking this one here in the end against this Zap Beasts. With our very, very slow start, it doesn't matter. We eventually got there. I think our opponent overextended a little bit and then fully overextended there at the end with throwing down all of their E-powers and everything else they could possibly throw down to hit us very hard. But it's not going to be enough to not even knock this thing out. This thing's not even getting knocked out this turn. We definitely will try and heal it up if we can find anything. There's a Shaman, but once again, we don't want to put the Shamans in play. That could give our opponent a potential win condition. There we go. There's a Lily. That's cool to see. Or an Acerola. That's perfect. Pick up this one. Send up the fresh guy. Oh, man. I don't know how you're going to deal with that. Should have played this as well. Gonna grab ourselves the Guzma. Crushing Hammer here. We're going to take this one off the Zebra if we can. Goodbye, energy. No shenanigans. No potential for any shenanigans now. Go ahead and attach a Grass to the bench. Goes to the bench. And we're just going to go ahead and Pollen Hazard. I don't see the need to knock it out or commit another energy to the active. Just go ahead and Pollen Hazard it. It'll take care of itself in a little bit here. Yeah, I think that's probably fine to go. Get the other one just ready to go. Minimize any possible shenanigans our opponent could pull out. I don't know if they could pull off in 4 cards, knowing what they have probably left in their deck. So, yeah, there's the Tails on the Confusion, and then they're going to knock themselves out through that. And, you know, on this one, we might go ahead and attach to, for sure, confirm a knockout. Get ourselves a prize card here. Another buff padding. Don't need those, though, anymore. Let's see what they go with. Jirachi makes its way to the active, so that's an easy knockout for our active currently. Cynthia don't need any of these cards, really. If anything, we would just need healing cards, but yeah, I don't think we need anything at this point. All of our opponent's resources have basically been exhausted. And Pollen Hazard. Get the Aether Paradise out as well. Once again, minimizing any potential of anything that our opponent could possibly do. And if they find their third Shrine of Punishment, they can replace that. But then we get to stick the Life Forest in play and win the game from there. If they have any way to possibly come back in this game, but they're about to draw their last card here. There it is. And I think we have this one locked up. There's the Coco GX. A little late is the Coco GX. They definitely could have taken their time a little bit more. Our opponent could have. And we're just going to go ahead and throw it back to our opponent. And the deck out. All right. So we end up taking that one. Didn't think we would, but kept our composure and made that comeback. One last final game here with the Celesaur up against a Zoroark build. Let's see. I'm looking for an energy here. And we are going to play the Lily, so we may as well play this Acrobike. Gonna grab the potion. We don't need all the Celesaurs. Could throw the Stadium down, but I think we will have to start the Stadium War anyways. There's no reason for them to ever start it, so yeah, we should probably throw it down like we did. And then pass over to our opponent. All right. So we're in a good spot already off the start here. Celebi Venusaur geared up, ready to go to start attacking on our second turn. Just need to find that DCE. Can sometimes be hard to find on the second turn, so we might not be attacking till turn 3, but that is fine. We got 2 Shamans. We could have benched both of them. Could have benched them down, but I didn't really see it to be necessary. If our opponent just has like a Guzma to potentially play on their first turn and slow us down for being able to attacking on our next turn, not really worth it. We're gonna go ahead and let our leave them in hand for right now. Bench them next turn and then play the Cynthia as well. Yeah, so our opponent's setting up just fine here. Zorua, ditto Zorua. And even though they are probably going to set up a muck, we're still going to throw down at least 2 of the Shamans to get them out of our deck. We should always want 2 Celesaurs and 2 Shamans. And that's basically what we play with for the whole game. Nothing else really. Just 2 Celesaurs, 2 Shamans. That's it. We don't want to put a 3rd Shaman in play because then they have to just KO 1 Celesaur. Plus 3 Shamans, so we just want 2 Shamans, 2 Celesaurs, like I'm saying. And that's it. Nothing else. There's a Coco from our opponent, so the Coco, that's interesting. No energy placed down. I'm going to go ahead and throw down our second Celesaur here. Now I'm kind of debating not benching the Shamans at all. No, I think we're good. Go ahead and throw them down. And then play the Cynthia. Yeah, so no Energy put in play from our opponent. Just buff padding pass, I guess, from us. No DCE or grass energy even. So slow start for us here as well. Not a super, like I said, not a super aggressive start from our opponent. They didn't get the energy. Also ended up putting a Coco down. I'm not sure why they put the Coco down. I don't think Coco's ever good here at all, actually. Yeah. Not sure about the Coco placement from our opponent. Not sure about that one. It's fine though. Yeah, we should really have to decide if we want to Judge or Cynthia next turn. That's kind of the only big thing we have to decide for ourselves next turn. Judge or Cynthia. Probably be Cynthia. I don't think our opponent's going to end up with an extremely large hand after this turn. They still have to, sure, they might get out 2 or 3 trades, but they still have to find like the evolutions as well. So their hand probably won't be huge by the time their turn is over. And then decide if we want to play this potion on this guy or not. Probably that'll mostly come down to whether or not this stadium sticks in play. But yeah, Zoroark decks can't actually do a whole ton of damage against the Celebi Venusaur very consistently. I think this is probably one of Celebi Venusaur's better matchups is the Zoroark matchup. It's really hard for Zoroark decks to kind of keep up with hitting into Celebi Venusaurs over and over again. They do have the Oranguru, or no, not the Oranguru, the Palpads plus Acerola, so that's like 4 heals they can potentially pull off. If they play the Oranguru, it gets a little bit trickier. But it really does come down to if they play the Oranguru or not. Not everyone plays the Oranguru. Some people do, some people don't. Have to see if our opponent does. Yeah, if they play the Oranguru, it gets a little bit trickier because then they can go Acerola, Palpad, Oranguru, get back the Acerolas and the Palpad, and then we probably KO the Oranguru on that turn, but then they can Treacher for it later. We see the Treacher hitting the discard pile here, and it looks like they're going to get the Lycanroc that removes our energy. So rude here, getting rid of our grass energy, especially when we lift the energy on the second turn. But that's fine. They're going to ride us beating, hit us for 90. Oh, and there's the Muck, shutting off the Shamans. So there's the ride us beating for 90. We'll see what our response is going to be. We got the Crushing Hammer here. There we go. Going to potion this guy up as well. DCE 1 card late. Alright, I see how it is. And Cynthia here. There, the grass energies now. Alright, now this hand is a little bit better. Now, Zoroark decks do generally play Field Blower, so I'm going to hold off on this buff padding and just go ahead and pass over to our opponent. See what they got in store. Yeah, so we're going to be attacking next turn. Finally, there's another DCE from our opponent. And a Lily for 4. So they're cruising. Definitely want to try and knock out this Muck if we ever get the chance. Get access to our Shamans. Not sure if it's going to happen. But that's kind of the ideal scenario. We'll see. There's a Choice Band as well for our opponent. So now they're hitting hard. They're hitting a little bit harder now. Definitely wouldn't mind a what's it called this turn? Do I want to get another Celebi Venusaur in play? I almost want to. So we're gonna play this. Fail it. Nest Ball. No, I guess we just fail. We don't want anything to get trapped in the active, which can actually happen quite a bit. Acrobike. There's an Acerola. I think I like the Acerola play here. Yeah, we're just going to Acerola this guy and send up a Shaman here. Go ahead and get rid of one of these Shamans. Buff padding's going to come back down. We're going to touch a DCE. If they judge us, we have way more DCE than grass, so chill with that. And then, yeah, go ahead and pass over to our opponent. We're not looking to end the game very fast at all here. We can go ahead and take our time. We kind of win eventually, so we're just kind of waiting for the eventually part to kick in. And then that's when we're going to be winning the game. We're just taking our time. There's another Zoroark finally from our opponent. They've had a slow go of things as far as the Zoroarks go. So finally finding another Zoroark. They are easy knockout on the Shaman here. I'm sure they would probably prefer to Guzma punch the Celebi Venusaur. Yeah, if I was them, that's what I'd be looking to do. So I'm sure that's their game plan. Setting up the Lycanroc. Not a very good attacker in this matchup. There's the Guzma, like I said. Only got 1 energy in here, so the GX attack is going to be virtually useless anytime soon at all, ever. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Alright, there's a Gardenia for the... why not this turn, actually? May as well play it while we can conveniently use it. And then Pollen Hazard. This is where it gets annoying for our opponent. Locking up the Zoroark. And this is where the Acerolas come into play for them. Now they're going to look to start Acerola in their Zoroarks. And just doing that. Acerola Zoroark. Acerola Zoroark. Palpad the 2 Acerolas back in. And repeat. And that's going to be their game plan from here on out. we'll see yeah, how conveniently they can pull it off. We haven't seen an Acerola yet, so yeah, there's a good chance they got him. There we go. There's an Acerola. There we go. Pick them all up, and I assume, yep. Other Zoroark's gonna make its way to the active. Choice Band hitting us for 120 here, so we'll be at. So it's possible they hit us for 150 next turn, and they Field Blower away both of these. There goes the Mallow. All right, yes, it's possible both these get Field Blowered away. So they hit us for one. We'll see how much they hit us end up hitting us for at the end of this turn. So yeah, there's the Stadium replacement. So now they're hitting us for a clean 150. So I think we're gonna GX attack here. Yeah, I think we GX attack here. We're gonna go ahead and play the Acrobike first. There's another Acerola though, so we might just go with the Acerola instead. I think I like that the most. Just Acerola or Celebi Venusaur again. Send up the Shaman, bench a Celebi Venusaur, attach a DC, attach a buff padding, and pass back over to our opponent. Yeah, I think I like that play the best here. A little cheeky. Just keep resetting the Celebi Venusaur. But yeah, I think that is definitely the best play to go with here. See what our opponent makes off of it, makes up from it. They probably only play, I was gonna say, they probably only play 2 Guzma as they have this one here. But yeah, they probably only play the 2 Guzma. There it is. So it can sometimes be hard for them to actually pull anything into the active. And there's another trade. But even once they make it through this Celebi Venusaur, we are going to have another one that they're going to have to deal with. They currently don't knock us out. If they do play Field Blower, they're going to have to find that to knock us out next turn. Attach here. Are just going to confuse them. I don't want to put down the buff padding yet, but I want to draw an extra card off the Lily. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this. Not get an energy, and then a Lily for 4. Crushing Hammers galore here. Gonna go ahead and remove a DCE, and then Pollen Hazard once again to their active. Burned, poisoned, confused, and yeah, they're gonna be looking for Acerola again. Acerola, reset that Zoroark, heal him up. We could have evergreened there, I guess, but I wasn't really feeling it necessary yet to evergreen. Maybe I should have. It's definitely something to have considered there, going with the evergreen. I think I would probably want to do it this next turn though. Oh, I couldn't have evergreen that turn because I had to reattach and attach. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I could not have evergreen there. Don't mind me. And they are getting to the point where they're starting to deck out. They don't have Stretcher, but they still have Pal Pad to put cards back in, and maybe one more Communication. It's actually relevant at some points. Those cards can be. There's a Kukui. Yeah, that gets the job done. That's going to be a knockout. If they get heads, there's a Tails. Oh no. All right, perfect for us. Not great for our opponent here, as they are going to suffer the wrath of the Evergreen GX. If we want to, we could save it. 50, 70, 80. Not quite a knockout. I think we do just go with the Evergreen here. Go ahead and Lily for 3. I'm going to save this Crushing Hammer. Now I might just potion it, actually. And save the Evergreen. Go down to 120, 150 HP left. They usually only play 1 Choice Band, so I'm going to play around that. Potion, heal, and Solar Beam. And there's a concession from our opponent. Yeah, I don't think they were winning this one at this point. I think that potion would have locked it up for sure for us. Would have been able to hold on to our Evergreen GX and be able to use that later on in the game. They still had to get through another Celesaur, so it was not looking good for our opponent there. So yeah, we ended up taking that one pretty cleanly. Just kind of going through the motions. The Acerola plays were pretty good. Caught the reset our Celesaur. Make our opponent chase after it again, forcing them to keep burning through resources to try and keep up. And we were eventually able to close that one out there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video on Celesaur. I hope you enjoyed it. Took a rough loss early to the Charizard, but bounced back pretty well, I think. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Links to my Twitch live stream as well as social media links in the description below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.